Domino versus Domino is still a bug, Hoarding is still bad, apparently, and when is the rework of Colossus going to happen? Yes, welcome to the Marvel Contest of Champions news for Wednesday the 10th of July 2019, hopefully having a good day whatever you're doing. And as well, please start the video off by hitting the like button as well as the subscribe button if you're indeed new to the channel. But without further ado, let's get into these news stories. Our first story kicks off with the problems that are surrounding Domino versus Domino. Yeah, a few people have come to me and said about this. The fact is, when they do a lot of things like within Alliance Wars and they're taking a Domino in against a Domino, and they're finding that the game completely closes or crashes. Even though I have a Domino at 565, I don't use it in an offensive manner for Alliance Wars, but for a lot of players that do use that champion, they are finding a lot of problems. And on several posts on the forum, you can find that people are putting that level of complaint to the developer. It's still unclear whether or not there's been an answer to this, but as soon as we get an answer, whether or not it's positive or negative, I will let you know. It is just very strange that this is happening, and obviously do bear in mind you can go to the link in the description and have you say, give a little bit of feedback as well, what device it's happening on. A lot of the times I'm seeing this Android specific, but it could be a case that iOS is affected as well. In any case, go to the link in the description and just give that level of feedback to the developer. In other news, and with the leaks that have been out this week, which as we know are, there's so many leaks that it's just unreal. I think there's more leaks to come up as well. But we've seen the abilities or work in progress, that's the code words, work in progress beta of Colossus and Old Man Logan. And obviously the question keeps coming about when they're going to see any kind of rework. Every time people come into my stream and ask me, I usually say September, which obviously has been months in the making for this, and it has been confirmed that it will be the fall that will see any kind of, well, official, maybe even beta for beta testing. I don't really know what is going to happen, but yeah, it could even be October that you actually see any kind of rework. I hope it wouldn't go into November, but it could be a case end of September, maybe even October, that you see any kind of Colossus or Old Man Logan in your rosters that have been changed. Next up, I want to share a quick meme. And first of all, I think a lot of people would initially go, that's not a meme. It kind of comes with a shout out to Dinesh on this, because he put it on the Marvel Contest of Champions community page on Facebook. And this is pretty cool because it's got Drax and obviously, well, you know, Drax is invisible. I thought this was clever. I think a lot of people responded to this as being like, this is clever and this is funny. I looked at it first off and I laughed. So, meme for you. In other news, and a story that I missed for the last month, so sorry about that. And that's Psychic Thorns. Psychic Thorns was broken at the start of last month, and it meant that using champions like Omega Red, which for a lot of players is a go-to champion, especially in Alliance Wars, they found that they were coming up short against this and were like, well, is this meant to be working as intended? And Kabam, can you have a look at this? Kabam had this fixed on the 2nd of July, but I think some people were still seeing some stuff that was still scuffed about the whole kind of working with Omega Red, and it was still receiving tentacle damage based on those Psychic Thorns. A lot of people have now reported since this particular update was put in that they have not received any problems. So if you're still waiting to use your Omega Red, you can now use your Omega Red and Alliance Wars on Psychic Thorns. Next up, and it's Kabam's Spelling Bee. Yes, do you know your spelling? I personally don't. I make so many spelling mistakes half the time. I really should just take more time to think about the proper spelling. Maybe even Googling would help. But the fact is, there are some spelling mistakes in some of the stuff that's been put out this month. If you do find any kind of spelling mistakes, do let them know, because it is helpful as well, just to keep it very kind of clean with pronunciation of things as well. And yes, Mysterio, I did find that in Uncollected, when I was going through the possibilities, I think it came up as like Mysterio or something like that. It's just not correct with that. Either way, if you find anything, do put it towards the developer's attention. It's helpful. See, they're responding to it. They just say, thanks, we'll get it changed. In sort of related to Colossus buff rework news, something that always seems to crop up now and again is Unstoppable Colossus. For a lot of players, and we covered this before, a lot of players are saying, right, well, if Colossus is getting a rework, then therefore he should retain the same sort of moveset, or the kind of the improvements that are going to be proposed for Unstoppable Colossus. And the answer to this is no. Kabam Mike says, this time it's all about Colossus. Unstoppable Colossus is not on the list for a rework right now. He may in the future though, Personally, I'm happy to see them have some more differentiation now.
It's your boy Mikey here with another MCOC news nut to bust all over your face, neck, and chest.
Now, I personally feel that the Unstoppable Colossus does need a rework or does need to be looked at a bit later on in the future. However, though, I feel it should retain some sort of exclusivity to it, especially if you look at the Immortal Iron Fist and the way that that champion doesn't really get anything that's too mighty or too important. Although the process to get to it seems a lot more difficult than it would be to get the Unstoppable Colossus. But do bear in mind, it costs a lot of loyalty to get that particular champion. And if they release a 6-star version, I'd love to see a rework that was a bit different, especially to Colossus, but away from how it is now, just to make it a bit more, say, fun for players to have. This swiftly leads me on to Marvel Contest of Champions news. Yes, episode 5 of Katie Candy's ongoing series, which is absolutely hilarious, and you should go and watch. Link is in the description down below. And the reason you should watch this is because there's a lot of time and effort that goes into this. It's like a month in the making each time, and you can see just so much effort goes into this. You know, she pays an actor to come in and say things. I don't think she does, but still, I think, you know, people are going to do this, you know. It's funny. It is really funny. You should go and give it a watch. Next up in Hoarding Christmas Bankai. Well, that's a lot. That's a lot of shards. I'd love to see that opening. I don't think this is contested news. I think this is just being posted by somebody else. So whoever this is, my God, you are packing a lot of crystals. I don't know where that's from. Is that from paying to the game? Have you not spent any 5 stars? Are you still rocking 4 stars? What's the deal with this? Kabam Mike is curious. The reason he wants them open is because it does things to the server, apparently, or some shit. After a thread just gets a little bit untidy, a little bit of falling out, accusations, just the usual crap you usually find on the forums. And on to our final story. It's arena predictions time. All my predictions are down below at the moment if you want to check them out. But the way I'm walking through this is that for Spidey suit stealthy something or other, which was it True Course is called Night Monkey for some reason. So let's call him Stealthy. For Stealthy, I've gone for 45 mil. I think 45 mil is enough. I don't think the champion has too much hype on him to be an exceptionally amazing champion for people, but still good enough that people want that weird exclusivity of a skill-based Spidey suit, which is kind of cool. For a 4-star, I'm going with 12.5 mil. I think that may be fine. It may be a case that champion drops to at least close to 10.5 to pushing 11 mil, but I think 12.5 mil will be safe. 3-star, I'll go with 1.5 mil. It seems to be the staple of going for any kind of new champions being put in. And then for the basic 4-star, the Doc Ock, another new, well, not another new, but a Spider-Verse related character, which is going to be important for players that need to get that objective. I'm going with 1.7 mil. I think that's fair enough to get this guy, but more than likely he'll drop anything 1.5 to 1.6. And that has been the Marvel Contest of Champions news. If you enjoyed today's news, then please hit the like button, subscribe for more Marvel Contest of Champions based content from my channel, as well as check out some of the other content here. Some stuff that I've taken away from privatization because, well, there's been some ongoing stuff with Kabam I'm not going to really go into. But those 2 videos are back up now if you wanted to check them out. And we'll be posting, hopefully, my puzzle video later on today, if not Thursday. But thanks very much for watching again. Like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.